there's no better place than being in the bleachers. The bleacher creatures of Wrigley. We take a closer look at this special brand of people.
You're a newbie to the Wrigley Field bleachers, huh? You think you can just hop out of the womb and see the Cubs win a World Series? Well, you've got some history to learn, kid. Going back to when your parents' parents were in diapers.
Come on, Cubbies! Come on, Cubbies!
1937 is the year they put up all that brick out there, planted the ivy, and put in these permanent bleachers. Until 1988, it was all-day baseball here. So if you were out here on a Wednesday afternoon, you must not have a job. You must be a bum.
It's almost as if they're watching the game at home on the couch, but they're in the bleachers right behind me. I know what's going on. It's a party, but they're watching the game. They're in the game.
Funny thing is, when the party first started in the bleachers in the late 1960s, there actually wasn't much to celebrate. The Cubs were lovable losers, but the fans had their own nickname, the Bleacher Bums.
Well, in 1966, no one came to Cubs games except, maybe about 10 guys out here in the left field bleachers. Why? The tickets were cheaper, so we found each other by the fact that there's no one out here, you might as well sit with someone.
When we started winning in 1969, they beat the ballpark before we come out. We come out at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they here already with their yellow hats.
One day we said, let's charter a bus and let's go down to St. Louis. We thought it'd be fun and easy. And frankly, they were not very hospitable to us. So the helmets were really for safety, and then it became sort of our symbol.
When the activity get kind of low, I would turn around and start talking to them because I knew all of them. And I've gone fishing with them, and they knew all the players, and all the players knew them.
You could stand on the wall. During the game, there'd be a long fly ball, and we're standing on the wall. I never understood why they let us do it.
A safety fence above the wall was installed in 1970, but an old tradition endures.
It's actually 67 or 1968, but the leader of the Bleacher Bums, he caught a home run ball clean by Hank Aaron, and impetuously, without planning it, he said, "I don't want this blanking ball." And he whipped it, and the crowd was stunned.
When a visiting team hits a home run, ball goes out there, obviously, and everybody in the park's waiting to see when it's going to come back, how far it's going to come back.
Eventually, the person that caught the ball, they would throw it back. A lot of times, that's the wrong ball. If I hit a home run, they would keep my ball and throw another ball on the field.
Do you have a stash of other balls so you get to keep the real one? You can tell me, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, we do.
The bleachers now have a bourgeois status in Chicago society. The tickets are no longer a buck, and players don't stop by Murphy's to drink with the bums after the game. But the relationship between players and fans is still special.
When I come out, before we start warming up, and I take my hat off, tip it to them, and they give it right back to me, it's cool. At the end of the game, when we win, I look up and then I take my hat off to them again one more time, and it makes it feel like they're a part of the W, which I feel like here they very much are.
Turns out being a bleacher bum is a win-win. When the Cubs are playing like world champs, you're happy. And when they're lovable losers, you get to know your fellow fans. See this guy? This was our first date in the bleachers in 2009. Now he's my husband.
Thanks to Sarah Spain for that. Of course, the Bleacher Bums at